And welcome to another episode in our video diary series. I'm Henry Higgins and it has been a pretty good week, all things considered. The DDP yoga went fantastically well, work has been great, home life has been great. The general situation in the UK as it relates to COVID and the lockdown hasn't been so good, and the knock-on effect worldwide on the movie business and everything else and all the entertainment industries hasn't been too good as well. However, we'll start with the DDP yoga like we always do. As we always do. And this week was a pretty good week. We hammered through all of the exercises. We got them done. We had some motivation again, which, as I mentioned last video, we were missing for the previous week. So that was good to get back into it. And having weighed myself today, we are now at 280.6 pounds. That is a drop of just under 3 pounds from the previous weigh-in 4 weeks ago. So it's slow progress, but it is progress nonetheless. And we have a number of months left. We have the whole of October, November and December. So we still have 3 months to try and chip away at this to get down to the 265 target. And then the secondary target of fitting into that leather jacket that I showed you last week as well. So things are progressing slowly. I'm hoping to be able to ramp it up a bit more as the weeks go on. I have a long weekend next weekend, so I'm off Friday coming and the Monday of the week after. So hopefully I can get some extra workouts in there, or maybe some extra walks around town, something just to add to it rather than just spend my days off sitting on the couch doing nothing. But DDP yoga is excelling nicely. I am looking forward to seeing how that goes on going forward, but I'm happy with the progress. And another benefit, because it's not all weight, it's obviously a flexibility thing as well. This week I managed to tie my shoes while sitting down. That sounds like an incredibly small feat, one of no great significance, but when you were as inflexible as I was, that was an impossibility. I just couldn't manipulate and contour my body into the position to do that. So when I was sitting on the couch or sitting on my bed getting dressed, I could put my shoes on, but to actually bend over to tie them for a long period, for that period of time, even though it's a short period of time, it just wasn't feasible. So what I'd have to do is put my shoes on, then stand up and put my foot on the bed or on the couch and lift my foot up to me, so that then there was some kind of assistance in doing that. Yesterday and today, that hasn't been the case. I managed to sit down, put my shoe on and tie my shoes without being in any great discomfort. And as I say, to most people that might not seem like anything at all, but in the process of this and in the process of what we're trying to achieve, that to me is everything. That is proof and evidence that it is working, that we are reaching, we are ever coming closer to the goals that we've set for ourselves. And it gives you that confidence boost that when you have those times, and this was one of the reasons why it didn't go so well the week before motivational wise, you have those weeks where it feels like it's not actually doing anything and it feels like you're wasting your time. And the truth is, that's a mindset that everyone has, and it's a mindset that everyone needs to try and overcome. And it's little victories like this that spur you on ever more. Could be victories like Vance, who is a superstar in the DDP yoga world, walking the park for the first time without stopping. Little victories, little incremental steps towards your ultimate goal. So for me, that was a fantastic boost to kick off the weekend, and I am so happy about that. So we will continue on, we will strive on, we will keep the progress going, and we'll see where we are when we do the weigh-in 4 weeks time. But for now, that is a fantastic goal, and the DDP yoga is going very well. As I mentioned earlier, work is busy. As we enter into the last week of the month, it's always busy where we work. That's generally where a lot of the transactions and such like are done. So during that period, it's all hands on deck. But we are doing very well there. Morale is picking up after the debacle of the lockdown and the furloughs and everything else. So most of the people who were furloughed are now back at work. And everything seems to be going in the right direction. We are heading towards the final quarter of the year. We don't know what's going to happen with the annual Christmas party this year due to the limitations lockdown is imposing on social gatherings. We will probably find out about that down the line. They may end up doing it rather than it being a full work, everyone attending party. There may be smaller functions for each individual department, which wouldn't be the best. It's always nice when everyone can get together because we don't see a lot of the other departments during the working day. They're in different sections of the building. So to see everyone in a social setting is fantastic. However, if lockdown insists that we need to desist from such social gatherings, then that's what we have to do. We can always make it up next year. Josh is here this weekend. He's excited that the Christmas shopping has started. He's in his room at the moment. He's playing Among Us with his friends online. I've not played that game personally, but I have seen plenty of streamers play. It does look like a lot of fun. He's had a fun weekend with us. We've done a few different things. We've played on Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation 5. We've had a few fights on that. We've watched some YouTube videos. We've just kind of generally hung out. Taking a break from the movies this time, but from next weekend we are going to start with the Alien franchise. So we're going to start with Alien, obviously. Then we're going to do the Alien movies all the way through. We will do the Alien vs Predator movies as well, and then that will be that entire franchise done. From there, I don't know what we'll do after that, but I'm sure we'll think of something. He is excited to see the Alien movies. I'm excited to rewatch them with him, so we'll keep you updated on how that's going, but that is from next week. This week, as I said, he's in there playing Among Us. He has a new bed in his room. As you can see from the picture here, he now has a double bed in his room, which he's very happy about. So I will be looking to get rid of his old bed, which is a single bed, so I'll be putting that on like the For Sale in Bangor, For Sale in Carnarvon, the free cycle size. Happy just to give it away. We've had some good wear out of it. We've had some good use. Happy to just give it away. We've had good use out of it, and I know when you are a family with young children, any saving you can make and any saving grace that you can get is always a bonus. It's a lifesaver at times. So I'm happy to give that away to whoever wants it once it's up on the site. As for me, I've been catching up on my Twitch streamers, Kate Nix, Bride Kelly, Rhiannon Elf, OSW Review, Cultaholic, Kinda Funny, Panicking Pangolin, and that's been fun. I've also been catching up on all the YouTube videos. I've caught up on the most recent episode of The Boys, which was fantastic. If you've never seen The Boys, I urge you to check it out. I've mentioned it in previous videos. It's a fantastic TV show, great performances, brutal gore, really dark black comedy. For a TV show, amazing special effects, everything just works on that show. There's only 2 episodes left, I believe, of the current season. I think it's an 8-episode season. So even if you wait a couple of weeks, you'll then be able to binge the first 2 seasons if you've not seen any of them. I urge you to check it out. Things are ramping up. There's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of intrigue. There's certain things that we believe are going to be revealed before the end of the season, so I'm very excited for that. I've also been replaying Mafia 3, a game which I think is unfairly criticised. It has an amazing story, a fantastic 60s Louisiana setting, great characters. The gameplay mechanics, the driving's a little wonky at times, but the gunplay mechanics, the cover shooting, is all really well implemented. And with this game, it would be a slightly above average third-person open-world shooter, but with the story and the characters and the setting and the soundtrack, it is elevated well above that, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my replay of the game. If you haven't played it, then there is the Mafia Trilogy has just came out, which is a complete remaster of the first Mafia game, which I haven't played, which I'm really looking forward to. A remaster of the second Mafia game, which I did play, which also has an excellent story, including sections set in World War II, and a large section of the game, or relatively large section of the game, set in a prison, which is unusual for these games, because normally you get certain sections where the protagonist, especially the criminal, they do get captured, and then the next part of the game is either playing as someone else or when they come out of prison. In Mafia 2, there is a large section of the game while you are in the prison itself. It's really well done. And Mafia 3 is part of that as well, and it's the definitive edition, so all the DLC and all the add-ons. So I would heartily recommend getting that if you are looking for fun cover-based shooters with great graphics, fantastic stories and excellent characters. Before we call it a day on this video, before we shut down production for another week, there is something I would like to talk about, and it's the Birds of Prey movie not having any action figures, not having any collectibles. There have been some pops and there has been some cause babies, but in comparison to when the Suicide Squad came out, as you know, we've got a large collection of figures, and Harley Quinn forms like the core of that. When Suicide Squad came out, there was Harley figures, Quinns everywhere, and that spurred on a lot of other Harley Quinn figures from previous designs in the actual comic book designs, including their classic costumes, so you could get Harley Quinn figures for days. However, when the Birds of Prey came out, like the DC Multiverse stuff figures that you've probably seen us unbox a number of times, including recently with the Batgirl, Batman Who Laughs and Nightwing figures, there hasn't been anything Birds of Prey. And there's so many great characters in that movie. Taking even, obviously, the villains, Black Mask and Zsasz, you take them out, you've also got fantastic characters with the Birds of Prey themselves. And for there to be no collections, no sets of these figures is concerning. I wonder if it's to do with COVID, maybe actually with the worldwide shutdown, the actual manufacturers of these figures haven't been able to get either the parts they need or to be able to do the actual creation of the figures because of that. Because they are ripe for collectibles. I mean, Harley Quinn herself has about half a dozen costume changes in that movie. Then obviously Huntress, Black Canary have a number of different costumes in there. Renee Montoya also can have a number of different costumes in there. Cassandra Cain. And as I say, Black Mask has a number of outfits in the movie. Victor Zsasz is in there as well, so you could play around with that. And for there to have been none at all it's concerning, as I said, for a collector like myself to have a potential boon of figures that I would want to get out of reach. I mean, I'm itching to get a roller derby Harley, because that outfit in the movie was phenomenal. There's the Marilyn Monroe dress Harley. There's obviously the main outfit that she wears through the course of the movie. There's the end fight outfit. There's the break into the GCPD outfit. There's so much going on costume-wise in that movie that their lack of figures is hurtful. It actually hurts my heart that there is not more that I can purchase in relation to that. I did get a wonderful framed Harley Birds of Prey poster, which you can see here. I am going to be giving that away in a Christmas competition, but for now there is a current competition going on with the channel, and it's to win these WWE Attitude Era DVDs. It's a 9-disc box set of 3 previous releases. I have reviewed them previously for Cult of Whatever, so there'll be links in the description for that. There's also 2 sets of trading cards, and there is a competition on the go at the moment, which you can enter by messaging on Twitter. There is a link in the description below for that, or you can message the page on Facebook itself. There'll also be a link there, and it's a very simple question. All you have to do is tell us what was the era immediately before the Attitude Era called. Was it A, the Hulkamania era? Was it B, the New Generation era? Or was it C, the Ruthless Aggression era? answers need to be in by the 3rd of October. So get your answers to us by October the 3rd via Twitter DM or Facebook messaging on the page. The winner will be announced on next week's DDP Yoga and Other Things We Did This Week video. And I look forward to seeing all your entries. I look forward to announcing the winner, and I look forward to giving someone a wonderful, wonderful wrestling prize. And that's it for this week. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with me. Thank you for keeping up with our progress. Thank you for putting up with issues when I'm down. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Be safe. Wear a mask. Look after yourself and look after each other. Goodbye.